Listen carefully, because what I'm about to tell you could be silently costing you hundreds of thousands of dollars, and you probably don't even realize it. For the next few minutes, don't focus on anything on your screen. Ignore the visuals, the edits, everything. Just listen to my voice, because this is one of those things people usually skip and then regret years later. Right now, there's a hidden number controlling your life. It's shaping your decisions, limiting your options, and deciding how far you can actually go financially. Most people think it's their income, but it's not. It's something far more dangerous, because it doesn't feel urgent. It feels normal. Meet Lauren, 36, living in Phoenix, earning $72,000 a year. On paper, she looks stable, steady job, decent apartment, a reliable car. She pays her bills on time and even manages to save a little each month. But there's a quiet weight in the background of her life that never really leaves. It's not loud, it doesn't show up in conversations, and most people around her are carrying something similar. Lauren has $19,000 in credit card debt spread across 3 cards, $31,000 in student loans, and a car loan with 4 years left. Every month, without fail, $1,280 leaves her bank account before she even has a chance to think about her future. It's automatic, normalized, almost invisible. Now meet Marcus, 41, living just 20 minutes away, earning nearly the same income. 3 years ago, Marcus made his final debt payment. No fireworks, no celebration, just a quiet moment where, for the first time in over a decade, all of his income belonged to him. Today, the difference between Lauren and Marcus isn't income, intelligence, or discipline. It's cash flow direction. Lauren's money is still flowing backward, paying for past decisions. Marcus's money flows forward, building his future, and that difference compounds faster than most people realize. Lauren's $1,280 monthly payments break down in a way that would surprise most people. Her credit cards carry interest rates averaging 21%, meaning out of her $600 monthly payment, nearly $400 disappears into interest alone. That's money that doesn't reduce her balance in any meaningful way, it just keeps the system running. Her student loans cost her $340 per month, and while the interest rate is lower, the timeline stretches over years, quietly draining her ability to invest. Her car payment, $340, feels manageable, but it's another fixed obligation tying her to a past purchase. What Lauren doesn't see, what most people don't calculate, is the opportunity cost. If that same $1,280 were invested monthly into a basic index fund, averaging 8% annually, she wouldn't just have some savings. In 10 years, she'd have around $235,000. In 20 years, that number grows to over $760,000. That's not a side effect, that's the hidden trade she's making every single month. She isn't just paying off debt, she's giving up future wealth that could have completely changed her financial trajectory. This is what we can call the silent drag on financial progress. It's not just the interest rate, it's the time value of money working in reverse. Every dollar used to service debt is a dollar that never gets the chance to compound. And compounding, once lost, doesn't come back easily. Lauren feels like she's making progress because her balances slowly go down. But in reality, she's on a treadmill, moving, but not advancing at the speed she could be. Marcus used to be in that exact same position. 3 years ago, he had $24,000 in credit card debt and $18,000 in personal loans. What changed wasn't his income, it was his strategy. He committed to an aggressive payoff plan, focusing on the highest interest balances first. Instead of spreading extra payments evenly, he targeted the accounts costing him the most. It wasn't easy. For nearly 2 years, he redirected bonuses, tax refunds, and even cut back on lifestyle expenses to accelerate the process. But something interesting happened as each balance disappeared. His monthly obligations didn't just shrink, they collapsed. Each paid off account freed up cash that he immediately redirected to the next debt, creating a snowball of momentum. Even though his method was mathematically optimized, by the time he made his final payment, his monthly cash flow had shifted by over $1,300 for the first time in years. There was no minimum payments waiting for him, no due dates controlling his decisions, just income, fully available. That moment didn't just change his finances, it changed his options. Suddenly, decisions about his career, investments, and lifestyle were no longer filtered through "can I afford my payments?" Instead, the question became, what do I want to build next? And that shift is where the real transformation begins. Once Marcus became debt-free, the real strategy started. Most people think the journey ends when the balances hit zero, but in reality, that's just the starting line. Without a plan, freed-up cash flow can easily disappear into lifestyle inflation, nicer dinners, upgraded apartments, new subscriptions. Marcus avoided that trap by deciding in advance exactly where his money would go. First, he built a 6-month emergency fund, not because it felt exciting, but because it created stability. With that buffer in place, unexpected expenses stopped being financial emergencies and became manageable inconveniences. Next, he focused on capturing his employer's 401k match, effectively securing an immediate 50% return on part of his income. After that, he opened and maxed out a Roth IRA, contributing $7,000 per year into investments that would grow tax-free. Only after these foundations were in place did he begin investing in a taxable brokerage account, consistently putting in around $1,100 per month. The numbers may not sound extreme, but the consistency is what matters. At an 8% average annual return, that $1,100 monthly investment grows into roughly $650,000 over 20 years. No inheritance, no lottery, no viral business, just disciplined redirection of money that was previously going toward debt. Meanwhile, Lauren continues to live in a different financial reality. Her decisions are subtly constrained in ways she doesn't always recognize. When a new job opportunity comes up with higher long-term potential but lower short-term pay, she hesitates, not because it's a bad move, but because her fixed obligations reduce her flexibility. When she considers starting a side business or investing more aggressively, the risk feels amplified because her financial floor is higher. Debt creates a kind of psychological pressure that extends beyond the numbers. It's always there, quietly influencing choices. Studies have shown that carrying significant debt increases stress levels and reduces cognitive bandwidth. In simple terms, part of your mental energy is always occupied, even if you're not actively thinking about it. Lauren feels this as a constant low-level tension, never overwhelming, but never fully gone either. Marcus, on the other hand, experiences a different baseline. Without fixed debt payments, his required monthly expenses are significantly lower. That means he can take calculated risks, switch careers, invest in opportunities, even take time off without the same level of financial pressure. His downside is limited, which makes his upside easier to pursue. Over time, this difference compounds just as powerfully as money does. It's not just about net worth, it's about optionality. The gap between Lauren and Marcus widens every year, not because one earns dramatically more, but because one has control over their cash flow and the other does not. And here's the part most people overlook. Small changes early in the process can create massive differences later. Adding just $200 extra per month toward high-interest debt might not feel significant, but it can reduce repayment time by years and save tens of thousands in interest. More importantly, it accelerates the moment when cash flow flips direction from backward-looking to forward-building. That flip is everything, but it only works if there's a clear destination. Without a plan, extra cash tends to disappear. With a plan, it becomes a wealth-building engine. So the real question isn't just how much debt do you have, it's what is that debt actually costing you over time, not just in interest, but in missed investment growth, reduced flexibility, and delayed opportunities. Because the true cost of debt isn't visible on a statement, it's hidden in the future that never gets funded. Lauren and Marcus started in nearly identical positions. The difference today is a single variable, roughly $1,200 per month, in free cash flow. Over 20 years, that gap doesn't stay small, it turns into hundreds of thousands of dollars. And once compounding takes over, the distance grows faster with each passing year. The uncomfortable truth is that most people don't fully calculate this gap. They focus on minimum payments, interest rates, and timelines, but they rarely run the full projection of what their money could become if redirected. And that's where the real decision begins, not when the debt is gone, but when you recognize what it's quietly taking from you.